Morning troops, another day, another river, and we are off the mark. My name is Mark and welcome to my channel. Join me all year round, week in, week out, come rain or shine, and together we'll be fishing for pleasure. The clock is ticking. We're well into March. The dying embers of a not bad winter's piking. We've had a few 20s on the channel, but the clock is ticking. Where's that big elusive 30? I was driving along and I saw two different pike thrashing around in the margins, chasing fry down, on the hunt, on the pre-spawning munch. A right hand rod that was placed right on the pike's nose. Let's just hope they're not preoccupied with the fry. What a glorious morning. It really is a sight to behold. But are we going to make it pay? Are we going to be successful in our mission? It looks like it's going to be a very, very bright, very warm day. The left-hand rod, paternostered roach. Everything's placed in the margins at the moment because that's where the pike are. I've seen them. So that's a paternostered roach presented on a single circle hook. I was expecting that right hand rod to roar off before I got all set up with the other two. It hasn't happened. A pike, and it's a decent looking sized pike, has thrashed and rolled twice at the rod tip, chasing the fry down. Middle rod, static dead, a whole herring, presented on size 8 semi-barbless trebles. Again, in the margin, birds are singing. Welcome back to the channel troops. Another day, another river. And the pursuit of perfection when it comes to the predators is on a river 30. That's the goal. Come on, you pike. Morning troops, another day, another river, and we are off the mark. Not a huge one we're after, but it's a good fish. Oh. Good fish to be starting with. She's a cracker. Single roach. I was just about to move the roach over to where I saw the big pike thrashing around, which I probably will because they're chasing fry down. So it might be worth sticking small baits out there. But that's the beauty. We'll get her back and we'll crack on and see if we can catch some more. Oh, we're off the mark. Oh, she's keen, she's eager. Oh, look at her. Let me get a bit closer. Look at that. Not even drawing breath, still powerful, still strong, and she's away. Well, that's a great start, isn't it? Half hour. It gets light really quickly when it's nice and clear like this. So I was fishing without a head torch. 6:05 the first rod went out. That one that went, the paternostered roach, that went out about 6:20. So about 20 minutes that was out, that one. And I was just thinking of swapping over, and I have swapped over now, because I wanted to get a bait out quick when I arrived, because I saw a big pike moving down that right hand side. So the easiest one to set up was the running ledger that I already, you know what I mean, because it's instant. If I put a float out there, I would have had to start adjusting stop knots to the right depth, etc. So I flicked the bait out there. But where you get that drain pumping out, you get a lot of sediment and a lot of silt and a lot of weed coming out of that drain into the river. And your baits can get masked quite easily in it, bogged down. It's quite boggy in there as well, if you know what I mean. It's deep mud. So the paternoster works better. It's up out of the weed. So I was thinking about swapping anyway. And I saw the line just twitching. So I got down. It took its time taking the bait. It was a decent fish, but it still took its time taking a small roach like that. But it took it in the end, so we're off the mark. As you saw, hooked in the scissor, hook taken out by hand. So I've had to rearrange. I've put the ledger out to the middle, gone mid-channel. Left hand rod now is a static dead, and the right hand rod is the paternostered roach. And hopefully that big pike that was down there hunting the fry will find that roach a lot easier than it would have found a whole sardine buried in weed and everything. So we're back at it, we're off the mark. Nice little double, very low double, but it was a double. And let's try get something big out, eh? Let's crack on. Good morning troops, another day, another river. Welcome back to the channel. This is Fishing for Pleasure. Chewed up a bit, but no cigar. I strike early with trebles. I don't make no apologies for it. You know, it's a risk you take striking early, but I'd rather strike early than late. Let's get it back on its nose, see if it comes back for more. Something hit that roach again. What'll often happen is they'll hit it, let go, come back and hit it again. At the moment, nothing. It's hit it once. It wasn't. Mr. Stingy used the same roach that he had the first fish on, so it's a bit soft in the head, so it might have come off the hook. The sun's coming up, I'm gonna have to break the old sunglasses out. That's moving, that float's moving. Go on, take it. Go on, take that roach. Just try and wobble it a little bit, see if it can induce a take. Something hit it, definitely something hit it. And as you can see, the old shades are on, it's getting very bright. But this morning, I think, you know, I should have had more really. We had the one fish on the paternoster roach, we've had an abortive run on the paternoster roach, we've had an abortive run on the static dead on the float, and then me running ledger, just 2 beeps, that's all, beep, beep, and nothing, so could be anything debris. I mean, I'm fishing far bank with that at the moment, so it could have been anything that I thought we might maybe have hit the line. But on the recast, the herring had a big chunk bitten out of it, so there was definitely something. But the initial excitement of the morning, I mean, there was at least 2, maybe 3 pike in this area hunting, and there was fry going everywhere. You know, I thought, oh, that's going to be one of those days. As soon as that sun's got up, it's gone very, very quiet. There's no actual visual signs of any fish anywhere now. It doesn't mean they're not there. They've been under a lot of pressure for the whole winter. Maybe they're coming out and playing and hunting in the low light level. So now, as there's a day session pan out, I had a 14-hour day yesterday at work, I've got a 14-hour day tomorrow at work, so I can't stay too late. Obviously I can stay till it gets dark, which is about 6:30 these days, so it's great. Will they return and be really active hunting down prey fish again in the low light levels? I think maybe this could be a bit of a hunting spot for them this time of year. They got to feed up, they got to put on a bit of weight for the spawning, build up their strength. So hopefully I'm in the right spot. As I say, it's gone very, very quiet, very, very calm. So I think it's a case of sitting, waiting for a big one to come to me. I could be chasing all day and not find a big one. I mean, the mobile approach, leapfrogging, does work, but would I be leapfrogging away from big fish? You know, decision to be made, but it ain't got to be made yet. It's very early, you know what I mean? We've had the initial early morning feeding spell. You'll leave the baits in situ for a good hour now before I start recasting every half hour. Just want to see if there's anything about big that's still hunting down there. I've got 3 types of rigs out. I've got my running leisure, my static dead on a float, and my paternostered float. You know, my paternostered float is out on the right hand side at the moment, opposite the mouth of the drain. Now I can always put my leisure on that side and cast far, you know, 20-30 metres past where I'm fishing now, in front of a big reed bed. So I've got options on the right hand side. Got open water everywhere, you know, there's plenty of options here to try and locate some fish as the day goes on, but it's very bright. Hopefully they're going to be feeding. The water's going to warm up, the air temperature is going to get very warm today. And that clock's tick, 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 ticking away. You know, we're quickly running out of time. We've got a week or so left of the season, and that is it. We're done. As I say, I had a long day yesterday at work. I've got a long day again tomorrow, and the day after that. Yeah, I've got no. This is it. This week, I'm done. But this week, I might manage to get one more session out before the season ends. Got my Scottish trip planned, of course. Hope you tune in for that, troops. It's going to be hopefully some big Scottish monsters coming out of a beautiful looking loch. I've been doing my homework on it, studying it, doing a lot of research, so I'm hoping to get on there, hit the ground running, catch some big Scottish pike. But before that, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's try and catch a big river pike. Let's get this big girl. You know, we want a monster, a river monster, 25 plus, ideally a 30, 25 plus. Come on, let's go, let's catch it. I saw a bit of movement on that float. I think we have. There's a whole sardine. I've just cut the head off of it. I don't know if it's flapping about in the wind or whether something's actually picked it up. I reckon something's picked that up. It's not taking any line out though. Oh, it's my imagination, I think. I think it is. I think it's the movement of the water. Well, the season is in the balance now. Decision time. And the decision I make now, well, I've made, is going to make or break this season now. We've been in this swim all morning. We've been fishing 6 hours. We've had one fish, one strikeable run which we've landed, had a couple of tentative nibbles, but nothing solid. Nothing definite, you know. Baits have been hit, the baits have come back chewed up even, but you know, we haven't got that big fish we've been so desperate for this season. Well, every season, every trip. but you know, the air temperature's up, it's about 14-15 degrees. So I've got one more, maybe one more river jaunt before the end of the river season, and I don't know, this could be the time where it's feast or famine. You know, there was some big fish in here this morning hunting around, don't know where they've gone. They could be holed up and waiting for the evening and the fading light again, and that's the gamble, that's what I'm hoping for. So I'm staying put. We've been here before, you know, stick or twist. I've decided to stick. Moved all the rods around. I've got my static float, static dead on the float on the left hand side now. Got my running ledger in the middle and the paternoster on the right. I'm gonna swap up the baits now. I've tried boosting them, I've tried distance, I've tried margin, I've tried different depths, different angles. Yeah, there's just nothing, there's no encouragement at all, and so it's a case of half hour to an hour ago it was, if you're going to move, you've got to move now, and I've decided to stick. Will I rue that decision? Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there? You know, where you live and die by your decisions, whether it affects your session or whether it affects your season. And this late in the river season, this decision now is going to have a huge influence on whether we winkle out a river monster or not. A lot of people would have moved on, you know, but and a lot of people stay put because it produces fish. It's one of those catch-22s. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But you've got to go for things, you know. You can't play it safe all the time. It's I could have moved upstream 50 metres, downstream 50 metres and hunted more fish. But I've got a good swim here, I've got good features, I've got a good depth. Everything looks set there. We just need the pike to put in an appearance, the big pike. Let's crack on, let's catch some. We got to catch some. That's the whole season hangs in a balance now, troops. Absolute disaster. Car gone past, flicked a stone up, smacked my windscreen. That's got a crack in it. There's no way I'll be able to go to Scotland. Well, I'm going to assess the damage tomorrow at work, but don't look good. I can't be doing 70 miles an hour on the motorway going up to Scotland with that much pressure on the windscreen. It looks a bit iffy, so could be a windscreen replacement job rather than going up to Scotland and catching pike. Absolutely gutted. Just missed a run. Well, I say missed a run. There was definitely something playing with it. I think I struck too early, but we've got about half hour of daylight left, and all of a sudden my season's gone to pot. You know, I know there are worse things in life. It's at the end of the day, it's just fishing. You know, it's no one's hurt, no one's injured, no one's died. But God, really looking forward to that trip. I mean, I'll have a look at the damage. It might not be as bad as I think, but it don't look good. So, could put a kibosh on my Scottish adventure, which if I don't go up there, I can always concentrate on the rivers and drains, but really looking forward to that. I've got about half hour to save this session. I mean, we've had a nice fish today, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to complain about a fish like that. But we're running out of time in the season now for a big gel as well. And then it's a balancing act. Which one do I do? Do I get off to Scotland like I was planning? I have one more session on a river or a drain, and then I've got to choose. Do I come up on the big river or do I go and fish a drain? Decisions. Sit back, relax, enjoy yourself in the countryside, they said. You know, it's kicked me in the teeth, that is. Yeah, it don't look good, that windscreen. So I mean, it's not in my field of vision, it's up the top, it's not at the edge, but the crack, oh. Well, that just sum up the whole session, really. Whole sardine, sailed away, taking line out, happy as you like, struck in, thought I had it on, it was holding on to the bait. It's not easy to lose the fish, lost the bait. They're beating me up this session today. Unbelievable, unbelievable. That's why it's called fishing and not catching. Put a new fresh sardine on, out it goes, try again, hope against hope. But we ain't had that many opportunities, they could well have spooked it. Felt good, you never can tell though, it felt good, but there weren't a jack, but other than that, it's hard to tell. We go again, let's crack on, let's catch some pike. There's no point being a mopey old git and moaning about things. Proactive, get amongst it, let's catch some big pike.